Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw, editorial director at TigerFitness.com and Muscle and Brawn Nutrition CEO. Guys, please check out Muscle and Brawn, my supplement line, exclusively at TigerFitness.com. Guys, in this video I want to talk about mental strength. I want to tell you a story about my alcoholic father. The video is really about learning to unchain yourself from bad things. A lot of times in life, bad things happen to us, and we can remain chained to these bad things for so long that we're unable to move forward, live a productive life, live a happy life. So this video is more about mental strength and physical strength. But in the long run, mental strength has just an impact on your results as physical strength. So I hope you'll watch this entire video. I want to tell you a story about my dad. I don't talk about this often, but growing up, my dad was in Vietnam. He came back. I was born in '67. He came back and he was a very, very violent alcoholic, a very bad alcoholic. He wouldn't hit us, but he would come home after a night of drinking, just tear up the entire house, punch holes in walls, turn over tables. I remember this constantly. He was constantly getting in fights, and it was just a terrorizing childhood. We were dirt poor. He left us when I was 9 years old. He divorced my mom, and he didn't pay child support, alimony, nothing. I mean, eventually they came after him after like 15 years, but we were so poor that we had nothing. We would eat like bologna and cheese sandwiches. He would never spend any time with us. He wasn't a good dad. I remember he played with me once during my entire childhood. One time he was coming home from work, and he happened to walk by me as I was outside. He only lived a couple blocks away after he moved in with his new wife. And I was playing football with some friends, and he threw the football back and forth with me for like 2 minutes. And I remember that as a child because that's the only time as a child that he actually played with me. One other time I attempted to come over to his house. I brought my army men over, and I wanted my dad to play army men with me. That's something we did as old school kids. And I brought him over, set him all up, and he fell asleep in his chair. I remember all these things. So my dad was a cruel man. He didn't play with me. He didn't give us attention. He didn't support us financially. And at a very early age, he was very violent, very selfish. Now, growing up as a teenager, I became very depressed. I was very suicidal for many years, probably from the age of 12 to about the age of 23, when the confidence from weight training started to improve my self-image, started to improve the way I felt about life. But even though at the age of 23 I overcame the depression related to my childhood and how he treated me, I still remained tethered to that event, to that past for a long time. I couldn't get over it. I couldn't move past it. I just carried a lot of anger. I carried a lot of resentment. I blamed my dad for everything. I felt the world owed me. And I just was a pity party. It was like poor me for a very long period of time. Somewhere along the line, when I started having kids myself, I learned a valuable lesson. And that lesson was that I don't need to remain tethered to the actions that others take. So if someone takes an action upon me and hurts me in some way, I have two choices. I can remain tethered to that action or chained to that action, or I can move on. If you remain chained to that event, that situation, that person, or how you were hurt, whether it's in a relationship or your parents or a job or financial disaster or bankruptcy or whatever it is, if you remain chained to that event and don't allow yourself to move on, you're just going to weigh yourself down. If somebody hurts you and if you stay chained to that hurt, like you can't move on, that person is still impacting you for years and years to come. Now, if somebody hurt you, are you going to allow them to continue to hurt you for years and years and years and years moving forward? No, because they're controlling your life. That's something I realized as I move forward in life, that if I let actions of other people tie me down, if I let them, just control me and make me I can't move on, they're still controlling my life. So the choice is really, do you want to control your life, or do you want to let others continue to control your life after they hurt you? And this is a big decision. I want you guys to think about it, because this is a big decision we have to make many, many times in our life, because we're hurt in relationships, we're hurt by our parents, we're hurt at work, we're hurt in many different ways. If you can learn to get up and say, okay, that screwed me over in life, but I am going to move on. It's not that I necessarily, you're not waking up and saying it's okay what they did. You're waking up and saying, I'm going to take charge of my life. I'm not going to be chained to this idiot or to this disaster, to this action for the rest of my life. I'm going to get up. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to take control of my life. I'm going to maximize today, because if you don't maximize today, if you're chained to all this nonsense and you're dwelling on the past and you're dwelling in this pity and you're not moving forward, you're not going to be able to reach your full potential. And this has ramifications in nearly every area of your life. This could force you to overeat because of depression. It could force you to underperform, not take care of yourself. And obviously this has an impact on weight training, but this video is not really about weight training. So you have to make the decision. When somebody hurts you, when somebody impacts your life negatively, are you going to wake up today and say, forget that noise, forget that nonsense. I'm going to wake up today and take control of my life. I'm going to be the person I want to be. I'm going to do the things I want to do. I'm going to go after the goals I want to go after. That's your choice. You can do that, or you can sit and dwell on the crap that all these other people did to hurt you, and you can just spend your time overeating and spend your time being depressed and spend your time, invest your time in that pity, be negative. It's just going to boat anchor you down. You're just going to be tethered to this nonsense, and these people are going to be controlling you, and they're going to be holding you back. So that's really the bottom line. Do you want people that impacted you negatively to hold you back in life? Or do you want to wake up today, be the person you're going to be, move forward, go after your goals, whether they're whatever they are in all areas of life? That's a choice you have to make. My dad, I've forgiven him a long time ago. And I've come to realize at the age of 47, we all make mistakes. And he's never really come to me and said, I forgive you. He's never really come to me and said, I'm sorry with all of his heart. But you know what? I got a life to live. I need to move on. I needed to move on and be happy. I finally found how to be happy at about the age of 35 to the age of 40. I don't let people impact my life. I don't let people, I might get angry. Sure, I get angry sometimes when people do little things, but I let it out and I move on and I move forward and I attack every day, because guys, this is the only chance you get. And I know that sounds cliche, but I really want you guys to embrace this concept. Let that steam out, let that anger out, and move on. The best thing you can do to get anybody back is to be yourself and be successful. Don't let them control you for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, 15 years down the road. I know people that have been hurt in relationships, and 20, 30, 40 years later, they still won't see anybody because of how they were hurt. Or they were hurt because of some financial decision. So they get super ultra conservative and they don't make wise decisions, move forward. Trust your judgment, trust in your abilities, and maximize the breath you are taking. This is your only life. Don't stay chained to the past. Guys, I hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments at all, guys, there's a Q&A over at Tiger Fitness. The link is below. You can come on over there, post your questions. I answer every question posted. The best questions I'll turn into a video on Saturday, so look for that. And guys, if you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I would appreciate the support. Hit me up on Instagram at Ben the Barman, at Ben the Barman. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day. And go out and take control of your life and live the life you want. Don't let anybody slow you down.